We are now live. It's the September 4th, 2015. Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
So we are the few that are not on vacation already.
What's vacation?
What's vacation? That's what I said to Connie. Sometimes, you get a lot of people, sometimes not so much. So people will probably be coming in. I just put the link on the event page, so people may still be coming in.
Okay.
So we're going to start with James's question. First question is, does anybody know an application that integrates with Morningstar to QuickBooks? QuickBooks Online. So, no?
No.
So my question would be, QuickBooks Online imports CSV. Or the other program, if you can get Morningstar into CSV, would be Transaction Pro Importer.
Now, does QBO import CSV files directly, or do you do it through Transaction Importer?
You can do it through Transaction Pro Importer, and I know you can do bank through CSV. I'm not sure, about regular transactions, though. But bank transactions, bank feeds, if you can get from the bank a CSV file, or if you can get a PDF file and convert it to CSV, that PDF or QBO or what's the other one? There's
QBOA?
Wait.
No, yeah. QBO to CSV. I don't know what that is. There is another one that you can use. There are a couple applications you can use to get it into QuickBooks Online, but it has to be a CSV file first.
That's what I did with the zero line.
Can that be automated so it can create an invoice?
I don't know that it can be automated. I only know that in Transaction Pro Importer you can create a template so you don't have to redo the information all the time. You will always create your CSV and that template will be there and it'll be automatic in that respect, but not turn on a program and have it automatically do that process for you. You would still need to, from Morningstar, create the CSV and then do the process of importing it into QBO. But that process can become fairly quick and easy. The more you use it, it ends up being like a 5 or 10 minute process.
Right.
So long as everything stays the way it's supposed to stay. Right. Improvements and upgrades excluded.
Gotcha.
So, do you have somebody that's looking to do that, James?
Yeah, they were calling me today, and I said, well, why don't you call Morningstar and see if they have a connection?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then I figured maybe somebody on our Hangout might be a financial planner as well as doing QuickBooks.
Well, we put it out there, so if anybody out there in public land knows the answer to that, could you respond to our event? Just put the answer in the event. So check back later and see.
Thanks, Gina.
My pleasure. Now, the second thing we want to talk about is Linda. And we talked a little bit about it last week, onboarding clients and engagement letters. And you are now doing value pricing for QuickBooks consulting engagements.
Yes. And what I finally decided on my webpage, I have not done it yet, but I redid the webpage, and I'm going to put in solving tough QuickBooks problems.
Nice.
That's what I love to do. I don't like bookkeeping. I don't like accounting. I won't do payroll. I won't do. Somebody called me yesterday, and it was a client. I actually called Yvette. It was a client that I'd seen twice in the past 3 years, and I'd made $380. What he does is he waits till the last minute, and then he somebody to reconcile a year or two of statements because he never does it. And he has QuickBooks for Mac, so I have to go there to do it. And yesterday when he called me, he says, well, tomorrow morning I'm taking all of my people to QuickBooks Online. And I said, good luck. And when I talked to Yvette, Yvette said that she usually would take a QuickBooks for Mac data file, bring it into QuickBooks Desktop on a PC, clean it all up, and then take it into QBO. And I just told him that I don't work with QBO because I personally just don't want to take the chance that my client might have some trouble with it. I said most of the people who use it don't have trouble, but there's 20 to 30% who do, and I'm on all these bulletin boards, so of course I read about all the people that are having trouble, and my thought is I don't want to deal with that. So anyway, I don't know what happened, but I sent him to the ProAdvisor website to find a ProAdvisor because I realized he wasn't a really good client anyway. Somebody who always waits till the last minute, and then they need it like
yesterday.
Yeah. So, but this other client that I got it's a 44-year-old company called Prodyne, and they use an accounting package called Oak Street, which is out of Inglewood, California. And it's a big, powerful package. It does inventory. They're a $15 million a year company. And they keep everything in this Oak Street except their accounts payable and their checking. And you'll never guess what they use for their accounts payable and their checking.
I can't even begin to guess.
No. Quicken 2003.
Oh, my. Okay, well,
last 44 years. No, not. I'm sure. I don't think they had Quicken when the company started in the 70s. But
and what do they do again, Linda?
They manufacture gourmet cheese boards, and they
how
also
do they
now carry
handle all their
wine.
material supplies purchases?
What?
How do they handle all their raw material purchases?
No, they don't have that because it's all manufactured in Taiwan, in China.
Oh.
So they buy the product already ready to ship and ready to
They
go.
bring it in. So they're buying inventory product. The product is already, I think, assembled and everything.
So they're bringing it in as inventory in a warehouse and then shipping it out to clients from there?
Yeah, and they've got a big warehouse. I've been out there. I haven't actually toured the warehouse part yet. And it's privately held, family, and there's 3 partners, and then the man I met with, who's 75, his wife and his sister work there, and they all used to work at General Dynamics. And what happened is in the 70s, General Dynamics started laying people off, having big layoffs and that, because they had a lot of government contracts in that. So because of that, they didn't want to. They wanted to get their own company going so they wouldn't have to get laid off. So that's what they did, and they've done very well. So I'm going to take them to QuickBooks Premier. We're going to put their data file on a server they have where they keep the Oak Street data, and they'll access that either through wireless or hardwire. I'm not sure what kind of a network they have yet. But
You don't want wireless
it's tricky because what we're going to do, what they need is accurate financial statements. And one, they don't know how QuickBooks works. They only know how Quicken works. And I said, we can't use Quicken because it's single entry accounting. You need to have
It's
double.
not a full package.
No. But what we're going to try to do is find ways to bring the data in from Oak Street in some kind of a lump sum fashion.
Okay, when you say bring data in, do you really need to bring in past data? I have to ask that because you always have Oak Street there, and if you want to start with QuickBooks, you could bring in the customers, the vendors, the chart of accounts, all of that, and then do the balance sheet, like a 1231 balance sheet, and have that your starting point.
Right, but their fiscal year is February 1st to January 31st, so we're going to go back to February 1st of 2013. So
Oh.
2013, 2014, and 2015. Now, with the way he wants to do it, and I think we can do it this way, is he wants to start from now. So we'll start like September 1st. And I'm thinking of playing with the Quicken, because with Quicken you can cut off a file and you say stop it as of this date and start it as of this date. Now I have to find out if his Quicken is all reconciled, because if it's not reconciled, that won't work.
Right. Right.
And then I can play with the file in QuickBooks to see how big a mess we have. And not only that, but then we're going to go forward and see, and I figure it'll take us September and October running side by side. They don't want to leave Oak Street, though. They want to keep using Oak Street. So the question becomes, can we bring the Oak Street data in and have it match? You know, just put it in like as journal entries or something like that. I'm not
But
sure
Oak Street is not complete because they're not using the accounts payable portion.
No. So that's the tricky part, I told you. So I gave him a quote for $3,000.
Okay.
And I said, that's for, I figure, you know, I said, I'm just figuring it's going to take between 25 and 40 hours, and I don't know where at this point. But there's a lot of tricky things with this. When you're trying to, because I said, he said, well, why don't we just bring the sales in at the end of every month? And I said, well, let's look at what you're doing in your checking account. So he's making all these deposits into the checking account. And those are sales revenue.
Okay. So he's
I
not
said,
doing
you put your
accounts
revenue at the end of the
receivable.
month, you've doubled your income. I said, that doesn't help you any.
Right. But he's not doing his invoicing out of Quicken or Oak.
Oh no, they're not. All of their everything except for AP and checking has been done in Oak Street. So the Oak Street stuff is accurate. Now I haven't actually looked at the results yet.
So what would what would be in the Oak Street? No accounts payable, no accounts receivable, no checking account.
So what they've
So
got
it's got to be inventory.
They've got inventory. They've got AR. They've got, and I would assume they have cost of goods sold. I'm not positive on that, but I would think.
That's why I was questioning you about the bills.
Oh yeah, this is a huge project trying to figure out so you're not doubling or having income or expenses or anything.
I mean, because we send our bill to show the cost of goods sold.
Yeah, because here he is, he's got all the inventory in Oak Street, and yet isn't he paying for inventory he's buying in the Quicken?
Yes.
With accounts payable and checks? Yeah, so how do you merge that thing? So there's a lot of looking at what's going on and thinking about it. And
Yeah,
saying,
you want to definitely do your theory first. Right.
How are they doing the cost of goods
I have
sold?
no clue how QuickBooks works.
How are they doing the cost of goods sold?
That's a good question. I don't know.
So you can take the information from Oak Tree and put it in QuickBooks?
Yeah, and the question becomes, how are we going to do that?
Well, the question is, what kind of, are they using FIFO, LIFO, average cost? I mean, how are you going to account for that?
We'll have to look at that in Oak Street.
I mean, if they're doing FIFO and then all of a sudden you're switching to average cost, you're going to have kind of a blended. You know?
Right. Exactly.
That's right.
Is Oak Street having serial number or lot number tracking? Or why do they like Oak Street so much?
I don't know. I'm not
It
sure.
seemed like,
I asked him, I said, well, at the time when we had our initial consultation for an hour and a half, I said, well, why don't you just go with Oak Street?
yeah.
You know, why pull Quicken or QuickBooks into it? Why not just use Oak Street? Since you're using it for most everything anyway, why not use the Oak Street all the way? I said, it's a company that's in business that's not going to go out of business tomorrow. Yes, it's a company. It's in Inglewood. We've been doing business with them for, I don't know, 30 years. You know, they're set to keep going. He knows the owner of the company. But there's some woman there's some woman that works at that company that they can't work with.
You need to talk to her.
Quite sure. Oh, it seems to be she's very short. Not physically short, but her. You know,
I wonder if she's the accounting person. You need to talk to her and find out where she is getting her information from to do the accounting, because you can't do complete accounting without an accounts payable. I mean, it sounds like the Oak Street may not have a complete accounting package. So this girl's...
See, that's where I really have to get...
How are they,
what
how are
happens
they
is
doing
I've
how are
only
they doing
used-
financials?
Sorry?
How are they doing financials? How are they doing a
They
balance
are.
sheet?
That's
So
the
how are-
problem. They are
That's-
not doing financials.
That's
They
why
don't.
How are they paying their taxes?
That's what I think the girl that they can't work with is doing, Dennis.
Well, no,
Sarah, yeah.
She's at the Oak Street Company. She's
Oh,
not
okay.
part of
Well,
them.
that sounds like more than a $3,000 consultation. It may sound like you could get, could be. It sounds like a lot of money
maybe
up
it
front.
is. So maybe I'm gonna switch them over to hourly.
You might want to do that. I mean, it's like.
Well,
Did-
no, you've already done this. Did you specify a certain amount of hours?
Nothing's signed yet. So
Okay, so you may want to put something to save you. You had said that you expected it to take between 20 and 30 hours. Is that
Well,
what you said?
sounds like a lot more-
25 and 40.
That sounds
25
like
and 40?
I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds to me like you spend a
We're
good 10
actually
hours.
working on it.
It sounds to me like you spend a lot more time just figuring out what's going on.
Well, I would
Well,
suggest that you sit
That's
down.
an awful lot what you do. When
Yes,
you're
absolutely.
troubleshooting, a lot of it is asking questions and digging to find out how are you arriving at these numbers. Okay. And then, and I did that when I worked with the Quakes baseball team. You know, they would have Monday Madness, and they'd say, well, and they'd sell a ticket to the baseball game for $8, and that included a Coke and a hot dog and a bag of chips or something. So they were just saying, well, that was $8 of income. So I said, well, is it really? And it turns out the person would be paying for a ticket to the baseball game, but he would also be given a food voucher to go to the concession stand to redeem for the food and the potato chips and the hot dog. Well, but that wasn't income to the baseball team. It was a voucher. It was a liability. And nobody knew that. And they weren't booking it that way.
Linda, this company, is it a large bill to...
And would save up all their vouchers, and they would turn it back in. Each voucher was worth like $1.50 or something, and they'd turn it back into the baseball team to pay them for that. And I'd say, well, how long do they have to turn those in? Oh, at the end of the season, October 15th. And I said, oh, I don't know that that's such a good idea. You want them holding it for that long, then you've got this liability that you have to pay October 15th, and all of a sudden the money you thought you were making, you didn't make any money at all. So a lot of it's figuring things out. And I'm good at that, and I like it. So.
Linda, is it costly for them to bring that inventory over from Taiwan or China?
I think that would be something.
I don't know. I've worked with companies doing that before. That usually they book to.
They may need to know about landed cost value.
Yeah. They just put freight forwarding for the.
If I were you, I would become more knowledgeable about Oaks. Is it Oak Street or Oak Tree?
Yeah, I'm going to look that up over the weekend.
I mean, I would want to know what exactly am I dealing with, because who knows? If I'm finding out that their inventory is FIFO or LIFO, and all of a sudden I'm starting to convert this to average cost, that could get pretty complicated.
Yeah, and I probably need to talk to whoever does do their taxes. See, the people that started the business and the three partners, they're all engineers.
And they are excellent at what they do, but they want someone else to do the accounting. So, Linda, what I was going to say to you is the engagement letter that you sent out, you expected to have up to 40 hours. Put that in your engagement letter. this engagement is for up to 40 hours worth of work. At the end of that time, we will discuss going forward what we want to do.
Right.
That limits and helps it so that you are not stuck with, a project that's going to be hours upon hours upon hours.
Right.
Yeah.
That nobody knows when it's going to get finished.
Absolutely.
But
Yep.
I would think that within 10 hours we ought to have an idea of whether we'll be able to merge the two together or not.
Right.
You say if Oak Street is FIFO or LIFO on inventory, then that's going to be one of the things that might cause it not to happen, because QuickBooks
Is average
the
cost.
average cost.
Right.
So are you going to have to restate your inventory to average cost?
Yeah.
And so how are
Or-
you going to get the numbers for that?
Well,
Well, could you?
I mean, that-
I believe you could actually. Could we go to? Would we be able to then go to QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions, even though they don't need that many copies of it? Probably 2 licenses would work.
Well,
Go there and then add advanced inventory, and wouldn't advanced inventory either do FIFO or LIFO?
That's
or
correct.
an
You can do
inventory,
QuickBooks Enterprise.
yeah,
or
but
an
you're going to need
inventory
all the
add-on product.
you're going to need all the detail from the old system when they bought what they paid for it when they bought it to convert it to average cost, aren't you?
Yeah, but how many products are they going to have, Dennis, really?
They
I- no, I-
actually,
I
let
don't
me
know.
see, they have. I think they have.
Linda, you froze. Oh, that's just the perfect time.
Well, better to find it out before they've signed anything,
Yeah.
right?
So
I
how many
would-
products do they have? We lost you for a second there, Linda.
I thought maybe 1,000.
Oh, okay. So that's a significant number. That's going to have to be imported somewhere. And here's another thought, Linda. You may want to keep inventory somewhere else, not in QuickBooks, and just
Yeah.
make an adjustment once a month. If you know what your inventory is at the end of the month, you can make an adjustment to adjust inventory, your COGS, and your income.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know what kind of, and also you were saying something about a wireless
they have
network.
They don't need
Were you
any
saying
details in QuickBooks.
Linda, were you saying something about running on a wireless network, QuickBooks?
Yes?
Because that's a real no-no.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Unless you want to corrupt your database.
Right. Exactly.
Most all of my clients run on wireless networks.
Well, they're taking a chance.
I tell
On
them
a-
that, but what are you going to do? I put it in writing.
Yeah, have them put it in writing so they don't blame you.
Yeah. Would they ever do that? Do clients ever do that?
But I thought we could do the value of the inventory once a month and the value of AR once a month and just adjust it.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the way they do the deposits, I have to make sure that
You're not double entering.
we're not doubling anything there.
Is there any reason why you couldn't use the old system just for the inventory and make the adjustment in QuickBooks?
That may be an easy solution to that problem.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Couldn't you just use the old system? Is it Oak Street or Oak Tree? I can't remember.
Oak tree.
Oak Street.
Oak Street. Okay. Can't you use Oak Street to keep track of the inventory and then make the adjustment in QuickBooks?
Yes, that's exactly what I want to do.
Okay, that would be the simplest thing to do.
Yes,
I wouldn't
because
try to
the
convert it to
Oak Street
QuickBooks.
Inventory will have some value, and we'll just enter the value. And we're going to in QuickBooks we're going to call it inventory. We're not going to say it's this product and that product and this product and that product because that's all in Oak Street.
Right.
Then you know what, Linda? You're going to have to stitch together from a couple different places all of the information.
That's right.
I would not try to import anything except for the names, the chart of accounts.
That's it. And the chart of accounts is simple. It's about 20
Oh,
accounts.
nice.
Yeah.
As you look as you look this product up on the web, it has a lot of functions. It has not only inventory, general ledger. It has accounts payable, sales, invoicing, shipping, customer
So-
prospect.
Yeah,
So why
I
aren't
think
they-
Oak Street is a complete total package.
So
And-
why would you use QuickBooks then?
But I see they have
Yeah.
mo-
That's my thought.
modules.
I will go into but he wants to do it that way. And one of the things that I like to do personally is I like the hard questions. And if somebody wants to do that, I guess he doesn't think that he could do the accounts payable or the checks in Oak Street, even though he knows he could. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to. He wants to do it in something else, and he just wants to bring the value over into the QuickBooks. And I think I could do that. And I think it would be a fun project. So,
It looks like they have modules. You know, some of these outfits, it's not all one unified
oh,
system.
right. Well, he may not have bought that module.
It's kind of a la carte kind of thing, yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay.
And
It makes
he
more sense.
doesn't like the woman that he would have to work with if they used those modules.
Was she going to be there forever?
I don't know. He might be. Now, the one thing you have to understand is I think part of what's going on is
You got to be careful what we say here. You
and
mentioned the
they're
company's
thinking
name.
they'd like to take
Yeah.
a little more time off.
Linda,
So they'd like to get a system that they could bring in some other people to use the system rather than them doing all of it.
you know what? You mentioned the company's name, so I don't think you should go on and on about all the
No,
inside stuff.
No, absolutely. We did not mention the company's name, okay?
That was an alias, right?
It was. I made that up.
So hi to Dwayne, hi to Rhonda. Dwayne, I had to mute you, and I had to mute Donna, or I'm sorry, was it, yeah, Donna? There was some background noise coming in. So hi,
Okay.
everyone, and
So
Rhonda?
anyway, well, good. I feel reassured, and I wrote it out and everything, what was in the scope of it and that. I have an appointment next Wednesday with him. So if I'm going to bring 2 different letters of engagements, and one will just go with an hourly kind of thing, and one will go with the other proposal, depending
But
on...
make sure that you cap off the hours so that for the rest of your life you are not working on this project for
That's
free.
right. And not only that, but if we... The other thing is it's quite possible that maybe they don't like to work with this woman at Oak Street, but maybe I could work with her.
Absolutely,
And get something
absolutely.
set up that would run well, and then they'd have one package that they would.
Well, I would find out as much as I could about the other company, and you know,
So, and they're making enough money that they can afford to pay a decent amount for their accounting package. So,
Yeah, whichever it is.
yeah, whatever it is. So anyway, to me, I'm excited about it. I think it'll be fun. And
It will be a challenge, and you have to keep us posted now that you told us.
I will. I will
Sure.
give you the dummy name of the corporation from here on in.
sort of regale us with your experiences.
Maybe we'll call it Puff the Magic Dragon. How about that? Puff Dragon. My Puff Dragon job.
Be careful about the dragon stuff.
The dragon is here with us. He might breathe fire.
How good. We named it after Larry. All right. So I'm excited about it. This is actually the kind of stuff I enjoy doing. And to me, it's really rewarding when you find, because I don't know very many other people that would even be the least bit interested in doing it. They would just force him. But I into using Oak Street, and I want to encourage him perhaps to do that. But kind of like I'd like him to decide that's what he wants to do rather than me.
Well,
saying,
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
You want to sit down and talk to all the members of the people that are involved in this. That would require them being.
I would put it in. I would put it in writing if you say that you think that this other,
yes.
Oak Street is a better product, so that you could say, "Well, I told you so" in writing.
No, that's right. I always do that. I always do that. Yes. Oh, and then the other thing is they do some of it in Excel.
Of course.
So they have like 3 different pieces.
Right. You have to find out all the pieces that you
That's
need
right,
that
and
you'll
I'm
be
pretty
putting
sure
together.
They have reps, and they have lots of different kinds of discounts. They have like about 8 different kinds of discounts. So, but that QuickBooks will do. QuickBooks will handle the reps.
Yes. The
And they-
Premier will handle all of that. You know, it also does a really good job with the PO feature, too. I mean, how are they handling placing the orders in Taiwan and receiving them?
I know,
and
and that's
What
why.
about the foreign currency translation?
There's so many pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many different pieces. The other thing is, see, I don't have an automatic prejudice one way or the other, except I am automatically prejudiced against QuickBooks Online, but that wouldn't work for them anyway. So it's
yeah, this is way too complicated for QuickBooks Online.
So, and the other thing is if you look down the road, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
If we get accurate financial reports, who knows? Maybe somebody would make a really nice offer, a really sweet offer or something.
And Linda will be working for them.
That's right. And then maybe then we take them to Oak Street or whatever. Or maybe I refer it on to one of my friends on this Hangout.
You wouldn't do that to us, would you?
So, anyway, thank you very much for letting me start. Let's see what else other people have.
Well, Larry wanted to talk about this morning.
Yeah, but I thought Linda was going to talk a little bit more about engagement letters or something.
Okay,
yeah.
we didn't really go into that piece, no. And let's tell us your thinking on what you did for the engagement letter and how you handled the consulting part of it. For me, I only do engagement letters for bookkeeping because I know exactly how many hours it's going to take a month. I know from personal experience how long it's going to take. For the QuickBooks consulting, I almost always do it per hour. But I do know of other pro advisors that are now doing their QuickBooks consulting package deals, and they do it, well, I'm going to say they kind of use an hour as their basis. The ones that I know will say, I have a package for $1,000, and that will give you 5 hours worth of my time. At the end of that time, we can buy another package, or and that's how they handle it. So how are you approaching your QuickBooks consulting value billing? Linda, did we lose
Are
you?
you talking to me?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I just wrote, here is my proposal for converting your Puff Dragon accounting system from Quicken to QuickBooks so you will generate accurate financial reports every month. You're currently using Oak Street Accounting, Excel for reps and discounts, and Quicken for AP and checking. We will switch the Quicken to QuickBooks for the double entry accounting. You will continue to use Oak Street, and I will teach you the best way to move accurate data in a lump sum by value to QuickBooks. At project conclusions, you need accurate financials moving forward from 9/1/2015 through the future. You also need a rear view back to February 1st, 2013. Your fiscal year is February 1st through January 31st, so that gives you a 2013, 2014, 2015, 3 years of accurate financial reports. The tricky part is to merge the Oak Street accounting into the QuickBooks only where needed without doubling sales revenue or product cost of goods sold. You run sales revenue through Oak Street, except, and this is another thing, except for mail order and wire sales. They do
Oh my gosh.
and they
So they
put
don't
those into the bank account, but they're not in Oak Street.
They're in the Excel program.
Also, Linda, you know what you should do? Is
What?
put in something about you're going to develop a procedures manual.
Yes. Well, I think they have that, but I think it would be good to get it written down. Yes, I would do that in the QuickBooks part. So I said
take
we need
pictures
to
and all that
account
good stuff.
for all in capital sales in QuickBooks to produce the accurate financials you need. This project is value priced. I propose to do this project for $3,000, $1,500 payable upon acceptance, and $1,500 will payable on October 5th, which I figure is halfway through. I calculate it will take between 30 and 40 hours of problem solving, designing a system that gives Puff Dragon their accurate financials. I calculate a smooth, accurate system by October 31st, 2015. And
So
I
you did give hours.
trusted advisor
I like it. I like that.
for Skeeter Sleater.
A trusted advisor, your trusted advisor. I like that.
And I actually then I attached another thing where I was drawing out pictures of everything, and the meeting on Wednesday will lay out the steps in the project, and but I think I'm going to actually switch it over to hourly. I think that makes a lot more sense, because I don't know what's going to happen with this,
Kind of jumping off
and
the
they
deep
might
end on
want
this,
to quit.
you know.
We might want to go 10 hours and then say, you know what?
We're going to change directions.
Yeah, we're not going to do Oak Street. We're not going to do QuickBooks. We're going to find some other program.
That's a possibility
Burn it
too.
off.
You know what I would do, Linda,
What?
is have an initial engagement for 10 hours of consulting to make an evaluation as to the way to go.
Yes.
And then decide, you know, this is what I have found, and this is what I think that I'll recommend,
Right.
or whatever, you know, so that rather than just jumping off the deep end, you'll have sort of a fail-safe position where that you can say that I recommend that, or
Right.
give them options rather than just, you know, rush headlong into something and then find out halfway through that, oh my God, you know, we forget to, you know, scope this out. I mean, I was on this big database, the PETA project, where we just sort of dove on it head first, and you know, it was like a year overdue and 10 times over budget, you know, because of just kind of a rambling. You know?
I don't want to do it like this is a government job or something.
Yeah, it was just like you can really get down all these different rabbit holes, and so it's like
Yeah,
I think you'd be better off just to
I
limit
like
it
that.
10 hours as to kind of an evaluation.
10
for,
hours,
you know, because you may
$1,000,
discover
I'll have to
something.
pay it either all in front or 500 and 500 if they want to do it that way. It's fine with me. I want to make sure people are happy. And
I would do it 500 because, I mean, what happens if hour 3 you say, oh my God, this is not even going to work at all, you know? And so, to me, if I'm a client,
got it.
I would rather go sooner rather than later, and, you know, less dollars paid out than, you know, if you already know that this is going to be a disaster going down this route,
That's
that,
true.
you know, just to protect you, because people might get kind of honked off if, you know, after $1,000, they, well, yeah, I knew back in hour 3 that, you know, this was just going to go off the rails.
Right. Well, I'm working. One of the things that goes on here is I actually work side by side with these people. I don't tend to work alone.
Yeah. Well, then they can. Yeah, like say you can discover something in an hour or two that, oh my God, there's no way this could possibly work because of this, or this, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have two side conversations going on.
Okay.
Chickens and cats and coyotes.
Oh God.
Well, you know, the cats and the coyotes really can control rats. I didn't realize you had rats.
Oh, I have them so bad. They took out a huge crop of tomatoes this year.
Aww.
My husband is just, I mean, he bought a BB gun too.
Don't your dogs catch rats?
I'm sorry?
You have a dog, right?
Oh, I have a few.
Well,
And they
don't
can
catch
smell them, and they find them, but not at night. I don't let my dogs out at night because of the
Oh.
My mom lost a
because
dog.
of the coyotes. Got it.
So it's like it's this big
Because
vicious.
that's what terriers were, and dachshunds and that were.
I have 2 miniature schnauzers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want them catching any rats. You
No,
can't.
but they have by
diseases
accident.
whatever.
Yeah, they have by accident. But I actually do have a QuickBooks question.
Okay.
Oh,
But
Okay.
it is an online question, so I don't know if any of you can help me.
Oh no, some people here do online.
Online.
I'm the minority here. I do online.
That's online.
Okay, so Gina, I have contacted QuickBooks numerous times this week. The final answer that I got from a QuickBooks representative was just ignore it. Okay. I'm gonna start with that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go backwards. So within QuickBooks Online, when I start up my company, I have a screen that says tasks on the front. And within the tasks, it tells me that I have 2 payroll tax payments outstanding. It says show more and 151 days overdue. I will let you know I have nothing overdue.
Got it.
Did you convert from desktop?
Many years ago.
So is this
Yeah, no, this is a brand new problem, Rhonda. I've been reading about it online in the ABO.
Okay, so I'm not the only moron that has this issue then.
No, this is going on. It's a glitch right now.
Okay,
And you're
because
telling
literally
everybody to
the
ignore it.
last rep that I talked to told me just ignore it.
That's what they're telling people.
Oh my gosh.
But
That's
he should have
reassuring.
said, we're working on it, just ignore it for now or something, not just ignore
Right,
it.
right.
It's a problem for about a week.
Blank. Ignore it. I was just like, I can't ignore it. Every time I go on, it tells me, it's red and
It's
I'm
in your
past,
face, right?
and it's just, because I make sure my payroll taxes are paid every single payroll week at every payroll thing that I have to.
It would
There
freak
are
me
payments
out.
in there for 2016, but that's not due right now.
Rhonda, it's an undocumented feature.
Like an Easter egg?
Okay, well, as long as I know that it is, because I wasn't able to really look up too much. I didn't put too much time into it, to be honest with you, other than contacting them, which took me quite a while to get to the proper department. But anyways.
Because everybody's having this problem and they're all trying to figure out how to figure it out.
Okay, yeah, because they had me, log out, refresh cookies and do that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like,
They
no,
wanna make
I've done that.
sure-
I've done it 20 times. It didn't work. Then they thought, well, maybe it's just your system. And I'm like, no, I don't think so.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's not deserved.
I hate when they blame it on you. They should never do that. Just
No.
end it with, it's a known problem, we're working on it.
Right.
I mean, you might have to wait the rest of your life like your lunch thing on
You know what?
Tuesday.
No, the lunch
But-
thing's there.
Yay! You only had to wait a year. Yay!
I think I waited longer than that. But yeah, that's actually there, and that's working out great. I have no
Perfect.
complaints. Then I'm happy camper now. Payroll
Oh,
is
good.
so much easier. But yeah, so I'm okay with knowing that there is an issue, but to tell me to forget about it and
Or
Yeah,
that
That's
it's your
probably what
system.
his memo probably says, tell clients to.
yeah, that just bothered me. So I just okay, I'm gonna check.
I would tell them to put it in writing in case, you get static from the government or something.
They'll say, yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'll
then they'll
never get
do
that.
it.
I could be dead.
Yeah.
But Rhonda, at least for you, it's your payroll taxes.
Right, but here's the thing: when I click on it and it tells me to go pay it, it tells me I have nothing due.
Right, well, that's good.
But the other thing is, it's happening to pro advisors, and their clients are getting that message. Their clients are calling them and saying, you didn't pay my payroll taxes. And they're saying, oh, yes, we did. This is a glitch.
Mm.
I can accept, I feel a little better that it's not just me.
Yeah, I have a
No, it's
question.
not.
I haven't logged into my ProAdvisor account lately. If you go in, is there a notice? I should
On
go
the,
look.
the pro advisors?
Yeah, because they're supposed to let us know.
No.
On my to-dos, I always get that I have to-dos, and I click on it, and I get nothing. So,
Yeah, but I'm saying when there's a glitch with the system, they should tell the ProAdvisors so that we're prepared.
we can tell our clients, right? They're not very good about that.
Did I tell you about remember I was telling you about my experience when they couldn't find my 2013 Pro Advisor. I couldn't download anything because it wasn't there. turns out in the data, I called tech support, turns out in the database it had been disabled for some reason.
Yeah, love
Oh,
Although
wow.
2012 and 2014 and 15 were enabled, somehow
13 got
2013
turned off. Huh.
get turned off, and I'm thinking they probably did it when they do all these crazy updates. You know,
Yeah.
and it just kind of makes you wonder, because like 2013 is just about in sunset, so it was like I imagine not that many people were trying to. I got
Download
it fixed.
it, right.
I got it fixed, but it was pretty amazing to me that no one seemed to know why it happened.
Oh, there's a whole lot of things that nobody knows why it happened.
Yeah.
So, hi, Nisha. You're coming at the end of our session today, but it's good to see you.
I have a topic.
Okay.
I've got a couple clients who are really honking me off right now, and
Only a
I'm thinking
couple?
What does that
Yeah.
mean? Making you
Honk.
angry?
What does that mean?
pissing me off.
Okay.
Basically, one is taking their sweet time paying me, and the other one is not really listening to my advice. He's kind of trying to grow himself into bankruptcy. And I'm just wondering, what's your experience with firing clients? I mean,
Oh, I'm good
how
at
do you
it.
know when it's time for them to go?
Your gut tells you when they're time to go.
I think that's the best answer.
It's getting
The fact
close.
that you're asking us is,
It's getting close.
yeah.
It is, but you don't want to do it in a way that's going to,
Well,
you don't want
both
to
of
burn
them,
bridges.
no, both of them are providing a lot of work, but it's just like the
Well-
guy that he ran a department before, and a big company thinks that qualifies him to run a company, because he's basically growing too fast. He's stretching his operating cycle. He's having cash flow problems, and he's still trying to get out of it by getting more sales. And and like it's.
And he's not listening to you. So you
No.
just raise your price, raise your price, raise your price.
There
He'll
you
go away.
Yeah. I'm just concerned when he.
Yeah, you can do you can do the PETA fee.
Don't send him to one of us.
Yeah, the PETA premium.
The PETA premium.
Right. Well, not only that, but
Okay.
you could end up, if he stops paying you, you'll end up the loser, and you'll never get your money back.
Yeah.
So if you raise the price, that's future protection.
Yeah.
Look at it that way. And then when it gets to the time where you just can't, where you have so many other good clients, this guy's just wasting your time, you have no time to devote, then you just tell him that it's not working out, you're changing your direction,
Yeah.
and he does not fit the direction you're going in.
Yeah. I'm going west and he's going east,
Got it.
All right, I logged into my ProAdvisor account, and the only notification is back in December. There's nothing here. I mean, you would think if somebody called and had a problem, I'd go here first, see if there's any known problems, and then talk. But they don't do that for us.
Donna had a question about engagement letters. Donna, can you repeat? Oh, can engagement letter be more than one page? What's the maximum number of pages?
Mine reads like a book.
They can be as many pages as you want them to be. I have reduced mine down to 2 pages and a signature page.
Does it, QuickBooks Pro Advisors, don't they have like a section for engagement letters?
They do.
They do. I'm still logged in.
They have templates, yes.
I know that, I think it's Camico to insurance, Errors and Omission Insurance. I think that if you want to get phone calls from them, you can actually, sign up and get a download that has a bunch of different engagement letters.
But the classic engagement letters are pretty much, here's the product I'm going to do. It's going to say all this. I haven't audited. I haven't reviewed, that kind of stuff. It depends on what you're doing. If we're actually doing transactional work, then it's more, and then
Well,
you have to be careful about the in scope, out of scope. I've gone to flat billing or value billing, whatever they call it.
Mhm.
So I wanted it very clear.
Value billing, it's value pricing.
Exactly, pricing. So I'm very detailed as far as what I expect and what they should expect from me, and then it gets pretty detailed because they have to have an idea of what's in and out of scope. So then it says if I and I always buffer the account with a couple hours, so I can handle anything. But I want to be able to say, what I was doing while I was late today, we found some embezzling at a client. This is a new employee, and I'm training her and all that. It has nothing to do with our monthly fee. All these hours and, so they'll get invoiced separately for that. But it's all spelled out. Because I used to have just a little 1-2 page, I would check off accounts payable, payroll taxes, But,
well, I actually do list out everything in a checklist kind of way, because later on I'll take that list and I'll put it in Trello as the tasks that need to be performed for that client. And then if more tasks continue to be added, and actually I send them that list, and it's on the engagement letter, so if more tasks are added, then I can send them the new list and say, hey, we have to increase our price for this. Mm-hmm. For the consulting work, I do it per hour, but I still do the same kind of format in an email that I send to them. This is what needs to be done. This is how I'll do it. This is what I need from you, kind of thing. And then I do ask for a deposit up front, and then I say when we're expected to do this. So everyone gets an engagement letter. Everyone gets an engagement letter, mm-hmm. even if it's a one-time consulting engagement.
And I think everybody has sort of cobbled together their own. What I did was I just went on the internet and asked. Well, I asked people. I went on the internet. I just collected all these samples, and then I just did everything that I wanted out of all the samples, and then came up with my own.
I worked at a CPA firm, and I kind of used theirs as a sample, and I took a lot of it out though, because there are some things like, well, we can use arbitration in case of a problem. You know what? I'm not even going there because.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's kind of setting the wrong tone.
Right. There has to be an element of trust at some point. And if you continue to work with your clients and they start to, get comfortable with you, then you start building on that trust. And an engagement letter, if a client is untrustworthy and they are doing things that are not up and up, an engagement letter is not going to help you anyway.
Right.
And I never get to the point where they owe me more money than I can afford to lose, ever.
Right.
Period.
I tell you one thing I have in mind, though. I have a staff stealing clause.
Oh.
Non-compete.
No, my employees sign a non-compete, but the clients say, within 2 years of canceling the day, that they can't hire any of my staff. Because I had a gal who went to a client and said, what do we need Sarah for? And it was an $83,000 a year client, but she had it so good. She was walking out of here at 4 o'clock. She had an assistant. She had any office supplies she wanted. If she didn't like her chair, I got her a new chair. And that's just how I roll, And so she goes over there. And first thing I told the client is, when she stabbed me in the back, when she stabs you in the back, don't call me.
That's right,
and
exactly.
He said how much money she wanted. She couldn't have that little, she had somebody just keyed. And sure enough, less than a year, I get the phone call. Well, I said, sorry.
That's
and then
right,
I had another
exactly.
employee. She's actually on ABBO and ABO, and she's in a lot of things. She moved to Iowa. I want her back. Her name's Bev. And Bev Lamarck is from South Africa. And she had gone home to South Africa for vacation. And she called me and said a client had called her on vacation and offered her a job. And she said, well, I have to check with Sarah.
Aww, what a sweetie.
I love that woman. So she said, I don't do that. So, yeah. If anybody ever needs any work in Iowa, let me know, because I said, what's in Iowa? Corn stalks.
Potatoes, tea sheets.
Oh, man.
Butter.
The Intuit Accountant's website used to have all kinds of stuff. There's just nothing here.
Or you just don't know where it's at. So, Sarah, I got some stuff out for you.
Yeah.
I got all of my tablet things.
Yeah.
My tablet, this is the tablet goes up here, and there's the keyboard.
Yeah.
This baby only cost me $50. You're buying one for $150 because it's Apple.
No, I sent it to my husband. My husband's going, no.
You know, well, they don't make that model for the iPad that you have.
Oh,
What was that little stand you had this morning?
I printed it.
so this is another one. It's just a little
1, 2, 3, or 2, 3.
sleeve that I use when I travel that goes in my briefcase.
Yeah.
I have another one. This is just a stand. The tablet's up here and it stands. That's a stand kind. But the one that I use the most, the one I showed you earlier was from my phone. I got 2 of them in a package. They are stands, and this actually goes in a case that I have, and you just push it out. It becomes a stand, and the tablet
Ooh, that's nice.
just sits on it. That is what I use the most, and it cost me $10.
Huh.
What's
I'll show you
the name of the company?
That looks great.
What's the name of the company?
Tech and Go.
What's the name of the company?
They make a lot of
Tech
Yeah, they make
and
a
Go.
lot of stuff.
Tech and Go, yeah.
Tech and Go.
Can
Tech
you
and
type
Go.
it in the
Is
chat
that
box?
Is that TEK or TECH?
TECH.
Okay.
Tech, T-E-C-H, got it.
I got mine at the Sleep Number place.
The Sleep Number place?
Yeah. Okay, he got it for Christmas.
They sell that
Sleep
for
Number,
people working bed.
bed.
Oh, it's the sleep
Yeah, you
number
could just
bed.
go get it. Yeah, because we've got a couple of them.
Okay.
Because that little see, I'm usually lounging around on the sofa or in bed or.
And it's not, you
It's-
need one of those pillow things.
Yeah, well, I had the pillow one, and that and it cranked up, and you put your iPad on it. But with the OtterBox, I kept breaking them because the OtterBox was too heavy.
Oh, got it.
So, sleep. So this is all padded. It's like he'll get it.
So Gina, does the Q-Box work on your iPad?
No.
I don't use it on my iPad.
You can't. It has to be loaded
On the machine, yeah.
where the
equipment, right.
QuickBooks program is. Yeah.
My tablet, I just use apps on.
Yeah.
You
And
could
I'm
probably
on
use
the.
you could use like LogMeIn, couldn't you, for like the tablet to get to
Yes,
the,
I could. But usually when I have my tablet, I am wandering around and I'm on unsecured Wi-Fi.
Right.
So I'm careful about what I do. My phone, I just can't see to do anything other than phone and text. I have the internet there in case I need it if I have to, and that's it.
You see my
Just-
stand?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's in the mode for the iPad for tablets, and it has little pockets on the side so you can put with little net things. You can
I
put
didn't know that.
chargers and stuff in there,
Oh.
and then it pops open if you want to use it for like a laptop. It has a
Oh, nice.
Oh, there.
bigger
Multi-use.
little pocket there.
So I sent you the thing on the, what do you call it? Zag.
Rugged. Yeah.
Zag Rugged, and it looked like it would be a good replacement for the OtterBox. What Seth showed us this morning, and you said it won't fit?
No,
Aw.
Well, we don't know what's coming out next month.
That's true.
So I'm about to do I need a new server, I need everything. But we're about to dump some serious money.
Yeah.
Because I've been holding off getting the iPhone. I still have my little Android. Ever since it's little for me, but somebody on some
Okay.
Hangout or someplace told us about the little app that if we get a text, it emails you, and it logs every phone. I get an email. It logs in all the.
That just sounds like Google Talk.
Matt does that. I message.
Well, I don't know. I set it up while we were on that meeting, and that's been the slickest thing because my cell phone's usually buried at the bottom of my purse somewhere, you know, dead.
What's it called?
I don't know. I knew you were going to ask me that.
I think it's just Google Talk.
No, Google,
I have Google Talk.
Voice.
Google Voice.
Sends me an email if somebody leaves a voicemail.
Oh, okay.
Check out what I put.
This is an app called
Umail?
What?
No, I use Umail.
Umail.
Have you ever tried that? It's like $10
It's
a
in the
month.
chat.
It's like $10 a month.
What is it? $10 a month.
Pardon?
Look at Penny. Penny wants to join the hangout.
No, she wants Daddy to pet her head.
Well, what about the other dog? Did you ever get it?
No, that's a sore topic.
Yeah, sore topic.
Oh, come on,
Gave it to some lady on Hilton Head who's 80 years old and has never owned a dog in her life, and she wanted a lap dog.
We think that she padded some hands. She put some money in some pockets.
But it was, you know, it needs to exercise if it's going to use those back legs. She started playing with Penny when we did the meet and greet, and after a while she loosened up. She started using her back legs.
Oh, yeah.
So she's just, you know, sitting on some lady's lap and they go for a walk, everyone, you know. Oh, well. Now I'm being called by... Huh?
I always figured there would have been some problem you didn't know about and you just avoided it on, you know.
No, I was crushed. I was crushed.
Aww.
And so the whole Facebook thing's like, no, that was Sarah's dog.
Well, the next thing you know, Sarah, that old lady is going to die and then they're going to call.
Yeah, be up for grabs again.
You know.
I don't know if you heard the hangout this morning. I went to the, see, I don't want to bust them out on social media like I want to, but it's a great nonprofit. So, but I figured out that when I got my application from their website, you can see the path. If I backed up, I saw all their documents. It's wide open. So
That's
when
good.
I found another folder, and they are uploading. They're scanning in all the applications and all the contracts, and with the contracts is everybody's driver's license.
Oh my God.
And it is wide open. So,
Did you say something?
I'm going to because I want my stuff pulled down off of there.
Yes.
But, I found the lady's contract and application who got the dog.
You know, if you were a different kind of person, things
I know,
could have
I'm
gone
not.
differently.
I know. But you know what? This is my attitude. If God wanted me to have Ruru, I'd have had Ruru. Maybe she needs her more than.
You never know.
Yeah,
don't
I
ever
think the
know.
woman needs. I think the woman needs her right now. But when it's time for you to
if
get
something
Ruru,
happens
you will.
to that lady,
That's
how
a
did I contact the
possibility.
lady and say, oh, by the way, can you put in your will or something?
Yeah, but it goes back to the nonprofit.
Actually, it
and
goes back to
there's-
the organization.
Yeah,
The organization owns the dog till the dog is gone. So technically, it should go back. Bye, Donna. But anyway, nobody owns you, Penny. Where are you, dog? Yeah.
Penny owns Penny.
All right.
Well, we are about at the end. Anything anyone wants to talk about before we say goodnight?
So
Anybody
Sarah,
have any?
Hey.
Sarah, you can't think of the name of that app?
Oh, that's what I was looking at. And I got squirreled. Sorry.
I found my $26 thanks to the QB Whisperer.
Good.
Oh, cool. Where was it?
It was a corrupt payment.
What's the QB Whisperer?
That would
calling
be
me the
Sarah.
QB.
Sarah
Oh.
is the QB Whisperer because literally while we were on the hangout, she figured out, she isolated the problem, and then afterwards, she was able to send me and tell me
It was
exactly
a
where-
corrupt document, and that took care of most of it.
Right.
And then all those little weird pennies is all the conversion garbage.
Yep, and
I found it's in balance and accrual. And when you go cash basis, it like
It's
loses
out of
its whole
balance.
brain.
But I cleaned up all of the negative AP and AR. So the only thing is out of balance right now is cash basis, and it's all because of the conversions.
Yep.
All of the so the multi-currency function does not work in QuickBooks the way Intuit thinks it's supposed to, and they have no resolution for it.
There you go.
A resolution
Just
problem.
ignore it. Just ignore it.
I can't. The CPA
The
wanted
CPA wants it in cash basis,
cash
and so I
basis.
said, put it in Excel and fix it by hand.
So we know. I told the client I'm sending him the information in accrual basis, and just let him know he can fix it, and let him know that it's a QuickBooks issue.
Yeah.
So
Dennis, hang out, because my husband's going to get my phone. It's on my phone.
So that led into a conversation with the client. The client does really have a separate entity in Canada, so we are separating the QuickBooks. So I'm on the hunt for Canadian QBO.
Is there a Canadian QBO?
There is a Canadian QBO because we can't run U.S. and Canadian QuickBooks on the same computer because it will corrupt the files.
Got it.
Of course.
So we're going to go with the QBO, but we don't really need a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Just basics. So QBO will handle what we need.
Got it.
And so it was between Brandon and the people in Canada who finally figured out, that stuff.
Does anybody have Larry's email?
There he is.
Oh, he's back. Good.
There's Larry.
Stay on after we log off.
Has anybody heard of Blab?
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yes.
sign up for
Joanne's
that.
hot on that.
Anybody used it? Like
Blab.
Joanne used it.
I did the Blab thing with Dotto on Wednesday.
I
And
did.
that was there. I saw you.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Anything with Dotto is always fun.
Yeah.
Always very informative. I get so much information in just one video from him. It's crazy.
Doesn't he remind you a lot of Seth as far as energy level goes?
Oh, absolutely. Those two are like birds of a feather. They went right from the program Slack. I don't know if it's an app or a program.
It's both.
Both? Okay. So they went right from Slack, which actually I signed up for. It looks very interesting.
I signed up too. I got an invitation from you.
Good, thank you. I was thinking of using that as the way to communicate for the ABO, the Small Business Accounting Advisors admin.
I have used Slack before. It didn't work with, I shouldn't say, it works great. Let me rephrase that. I was only using it with myself and my admin, and I didn't like how it worked on the iPhone.
Okay.
I didn't get the notifications as well as I would at text, and I felt like I was missing some messages in that regards. I do think it's a good program. I'm not discounting it all, and I think I may possibly try it again since I've just hired a couple different people. But I think it's a good program. I think it's, nobody wants to use email. Email is like a fax now. It's like so archaic.
Well, when you're using Gmail and you've got all those different threads and you have more than one person, it gets very confusing after you've had several people responding back and forth. And I see Slack as solving that problem.
Right.
What is it exactly?
Project management application.
Slack?
Slack. S-L-A-C-K. I think it's slack.com. Is that what it is, Rhonda?
Okay.
And then we went right from the Slack to the Blab, which was a lot of fun. Blab is, don't worry, we're going to continue to have our Hangouts, believe me. But Blab is a different animal altogether. It's for exactly that, blabbing with people, but it's on a public platform. It's
Be careful what
public,
you say.
and you cannot turn off the public.
Right.
Well, you
So
gotta
it
really be
is
careful.
always broadcast. But I don't think they keep these broadcasts. I think it's only a certain amount of hours, and then it's
They're
gone
recorded.
forever.
They're recorded.
Are they recorded?
They are recorded because you can if you sign up for a blab, like for instance on Steve Dotto's, if you've subscribed to it, it will send you a copy of the recording.
Oh, awesome.
So if you miss some of it, or even if you just subscribe to it and you can't be there for it, you'll still get the recording.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. There's only 4 people allowed at a time, but you have an unlimited chat, so it reminds me more of, I don't know if you remember the chat rooms, or even Twitter chat, like the Kathy Iconis thing, chat that she does. Kind of like that, but you've always got 4 people in front of you talking.
Just one more platform.
One more platform.
I mean, what else? Come on, guys.
How many apps can we use at a time?
Right?
Well, I'm about to consolidate some. I get my mail on Gmail and I get it in Outlook.
Ugh.
But I like
Outlook.
Outlook, and I have years and years and years and years of history in Outlook, not in Gmail. So I'm thinking about going to the Outlook.com. But
I didn't like it.
Outlook.com.
what is it?
Outlook?
Office
Outlook.
365, whatever you call it.
Okay,
Can you-
yeah.
Can you import data
Yes,
from? Can you import data from Outlook desktop into Outlook?
Yes,
on-
it'll read the PST from desktop and put it up in Exchange in the cloud.
Oh, okay.
But I was working on my domain in Gmail the other night, and it's connected to so many Google apps, and I give employees permission and all that. I don't know. I don't
Who's
know.
on first?
I'd
And
like
what
to talk to somebody who has run their domain name on Google, and now I'm going to move it to only the mail. Okay, so
But I don't know how that changes Google Apps.
I don't know. I'm so leery to pull the trigger on stuff these days, because you pull it and then you go, oh, look at all this cool stuff, and they're like, oh no, I lost.
Right. Or it went public.
Yeah.
That's an issue too.
And especially all these little apps, that in all these to-do lists and project managements, some of the ones that I didn't even have on my list a year or 2 ago are like looking really cool now. So I don't know. I'm sticking with my smart sheets right now, but anyway. All right, I'm hungry.
All right, yes, we're going to close for today. We will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Labor Day, everyone. Stay safe.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.